This is our Black Book segment where we try and assist you with horses to follow, horses that can win the next start, assist you guys with backing the winner. In the past 2 weeks we've given you 5 winners already, which include Come Hither, Horizons, Movie, Fist of Fury and the Astronomer. And one of these were at $10, the Astronomer. So I mean, it's been we've had a good run with it so far, and we feel as though we can find you a few more today. And we'll lead off with you, mate. What have you got for us?
Look, a couple that I've mentioned throughout the episodes and a couple that I haven't. We'll start off with Miss Scarlatti from a VRC Oaks point of view. I'm just noting that the race lacks any significant depth, and that who knows what will happen with Samantha Miss beyond the Cox Plate and whatever else. So for me, she's one that you certainly can be following into a VRC Oaks, given her breeding and her performance against the boys in the Norman Robertson. A race we didn't cover, Benicia, I thought produced a great display in her race at Caulfield. I just can't think what race it was now off the top of my head. The Tristar. She drew out in the car park as she has done this preparation, and went straight, was snagged back to near last, and a big run to come from behind as she did, when they pretty much didn't change position up front there throughout the race and past the post. So I think when this horse gets to Flemington, Suman and I have every week we keep mentioning this filly. When she gets to Flemington in something like a Maya Classic over a mile, look out. She's going to meet some stiff opposition in that race, Hot Danish, those sort of horses, but she'll really give them some swish.
Just needs to draw a gate.
She does. She needs to draw a barrier, and the bigger track at Flemington I think will really suit. Tramontana. I said enough about Tramontana in the coverage of the sprint race there, where it really finished on strongly. So for me, I think you can certainly follow that into a race like the Salinger. So enough said about Tramontana. And lastly, one sort of an obscure one that's raced at Ballarat, won at Ballarat last. That was Ballarat, no, Benalla. Sorry,
Benalla
last.
Even more obscure.
Yeah, it actually came out of the meeting that Kazan came out of. Kazan won the Cup race there at Benalla, and has come out then and run a nice race on Saturday.
Yesterday, yeah.
So it came out of that meeting, funnily enough. Daintree Duke is its name. Showed exceptional turn of foot. Really burst away from them when it got out of the pack there, and won its race very well. I think it's a 4 or 5.
Yeah, he's a 4-year-old lightly race. I think he's had 5 starts now for 4 wins.
Yeah, he's
exceptional. He could be exceptional.
Yep, John Simons and Sheila Laxon, I think
that's right.
The trainers of Daintree Duke.
Yeah.
They're not afraid to have a crack at a big race over a Melbourne Spring Carnival. They know what it takes to win a nice race. So do not be surprised if he presents himself in a race during the Flemington Carnival.
So look out for him midweek also. He might be running midweek again. I might give him another run and set him for the last day. So look out for him. He's a nice horse.
Look out for wherever he's produced.
Totally agree with mate. Totally agree. And how about you, buddy? What do you got here?
Oh, mine are a bit more exposed than that. The horses that raced just well yesterday on Saturday. Aichi, who I mentioned in one of the reviews.
International sprint,
yeah.
On Sunderland Land.
I think he's a horse that is really top class, and he's.
Where would you see him heading?
Well, hang on, just before that, people might have forgotten, he beat Time Thief at one of his, whether it was his last start or the start before. Time Thief comes out and runs a great second to Hooper Godge in the Caulfield Guinea. So
that's right.
He's beaten the right horses and running in and around the right horses. So it's a valid tip.
Yeah, I think he's very smart. Where he goes,
he doesn't go to the Ascot Vale, right?
You would think so, yeah.
Well, what's it called now? The Coolmore.
The Coolmore.
Yeah, the Coolmore.
It's the Ascot Vale.
Change it every year. Yeah, it's you would think that he'd be up for a race like that.
Yeah,
I think with what he's done today, he's been very honest and very good horse.
Very professional.
Yeah, I'd just stick with him. I think you certainly he'll always run a good race for you. And the other horse is Sniper's Bullet. Mentioned again, in the preview race that he's a horse that has come back seemingly very well. His sectionals yesterday were very good. He's a horse that's always performed at the highest level, and I think that he'll be a really, really good chance in the Emirates Mile at the end of the carnival. Don't know if the horse is better at 1400 metres at the mile.
Well, he did run, like you said, he ran 4th in the Doncaster, so he ran out the mile pretty strongly that day. And I think previous to that, he'd like a George Main placing over a mile or something like that, or George Ryder or something like that. So he seems to get it reasonably well, and he's getting older now too. So
it might be a bit more dour,
but more seasoned.
Yeah, he's just a nice horse, and as Matt says, he's trained by Tracy Bartley. He's an underrated trainer. He does a good job. So yeah, my two would be Aichi and Sniper's Bullet.
Okay, we've got two here, of which one is a cameraman and editor gratis. A horse called Star Spangled Banner. He's a 2-year-old by Schwazi. He won his trial in town last week, I think it was, by like 6 lengths. He ran reasonable time, and he did it seemingly, you know, with a bit left in a tank. So he certainly looks like he's by Schwazi. I think I mentioned Leon Corson's trained. So look out for him in these early 2-year-old races. If he's produced, you might be a very smart 2-year-old in the making there. So Star Spangled Banner is his name, one word.
Hopefully he's not an All-American.
Yeah.
No, well, yeah, well, even if he was, I think they'd be happy. I mean, group placings there, group 1 placings. But for me, I've come up with another obscure black booker by the name of Used to Know a Girl.
Did you?
1 or 2, not as many as my colleague on the left here.
It was a long time ago though, Arthur.
Don Eduardo. But yeah, look.
Don Eduardo.
Don Juan is what I was. Don Juan Eduardo.
Don Eduardo. Oh, this is great. It gets better. It all goes well.
We're having a good time here, boys. So, we'll come in sober next time, by the way. Used to Know a Girl. 4-year-old mare by Ustinov. Trained by McBurney.
Is Brooks selling the wheels?
Yeah, look, she won nice yesterday at the Gold Coast. It was only a restricted race, but what I liked about her was she sat on a hot pace. She sat outside the lead, and they really ran along. And I thought, well, they're going to stop. They're going to come over the top of these horses. But she sprinted away off a really hot pace, which was really impressive. You don't see horses do that often. Normally when they're on a hot pace, they compound and horses from behind run over the top of them. But not only did she hang on and win, she sprinted away and won. Like, she's won by like 3.5 or 4 lengths. So to me, that was an indication of a horse who's certainly going to be winning a lot more races and of better class. So Used to Know a Girl. That's one to follow from me.
There's a beautifully bred horse, Ustinov, by seeking the gold out of Let's Elope, the Melbourne Cup winner. And we were talking about Mr. Prospector earlier, seeking the gold is again Mr. Prospector line horse. So yeah, just coming to the fore. But I saw a lot of his yearlings in New Zealand, and they're great types. He probably hasn't had a huge opportunity over there.
Well,
so
yeah, another handy filly that was running around in Sydney a couple of months ago.
Yeah.
Contested one of the better races, Light Fingers or something. I don't know.
Yeah,
the
name escapes me too.
Okay.
But yeah, not the worst, I think.
Speaking about some black bookers up north there in the Gold Coast, did you happen to catch Chuck Vatatsi's win?
That was at
that's the way you pronounce it.
Yeah, Chuck Vedatsa.
Chuck Vedatsa.
Yeah, she's a female Russian tennis player, and God bless her.
God bless
You
her.
love the Russians, don't you?
Oh, I know all about their pedigrees. Yeah.
Mailerbrides.com.
But it's got to be some sort of a Magic Millions hope, I'd say, going forward anyway. But yeah, but it's sort of off the back of that other really good 2-year-old performance in Paprika that you mentioned the other week. Yeah, but I saw another replay of that. It wasn't that low flying, feeding Paprika.
I'm telling you, Paprika is hot.
Yeah, you're onto something there.
Anyway, you just stick to my black bookers, people. You'll be well served. That is a wrap on our black bookers.
Thank you.
Thank you.